Rama Rama. Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Now I am requesting Prabhuji to take over the call and provide the nectar of today's topic to all of us. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. Over to
Hare
you.
Krishna. Thank you, Amit. Thank you, Harila Prabhu. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Prema Priya Mataji, also for inviting me. Yeah. So today's discussion is on Guru Seva, or service to Guru. I'll try to highlight as much as I can. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimmirandasya Jananjana Shalakaya Chakshuranmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Mukam Garati Vachilam Bangam Langete Girim Yakripatamam Vande Shri Gurum Dinataranam Paramanandam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Savodito Gododaya Pushpavanto Chitra Sandho Tamo Nudo Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthapudile Srimati Tamal Krishna Goswanti Namni Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthapudile Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swanti Namni Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharya Rusesha Shunyavadi Paschata Desatari. So once again, thank you. Before we all had the opportunity to come to Krishna consciousness, we were doing many things. But to come to Krishna consciousness, it is said, and particularly Mahaprabhu says, one must be either very fortunate or well aware of this science of God. And then we also understand from the Bhagavad Gita that if you are a genuine seeker, and there are very few, Krishna says, Manusyanam Sahasresu Kasyid Yatada Siddhai. Very out of thousands and thousands, very few people, which means out of millions, you get maybe one or two people who are interested in spiritual life. Generally, people are only interested in eating, mating, sleeping, and defending. And we see that all over the world. So how can we expect to find many followers of spiritual life? So it's not easy. It is also not difficult to notice that many people, if you compare 50 years ago, if you compare even historically 100 years ago, many people have lost their spiritual interests, right? Very few people are interested. And almost all those who are actually interested, they are actually cheated by so-called spiritual leaders in society nowadays. And therefore, you cannot judge a movement simply by the number of its followers. If one man is genuine, then the movement can be successful. But it's not a question of quantity. It's a question of quality. And so therefore, it's very important for us to bear this in mind. Now, we also know, according to all the acharyas, that to render, particularly in the forward, if you remember reading the Nectar of Instruction, Srila Prabhupada writes that the whole idea is to render pleasing, loving service to Radha and Krishna, which is what the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to teach. And therefore, all the acharyas say the same thing. So having said that, they also emphasize there are 7 things in this world one should develop attachment. Firstly is Guru. Secondly is Goshta, or the place, the holy places, like Vrajadam, Dwarakadam, like that. So those are very important. And the third one is Dambasis. That means the residents of the holy places. So we must develop some kind of attachment to them. And Vaishnavas, devotees who are practicing Krishna consciousness, worshippers of Narayana, Vishnu, or Krishna. And then also Brahmanas, because they uphold the Vedic culture. So we should also have some attachment to them. Nama Kirtan, how much we are attracted to chanting, having Kirtan, going for Kirtan sessions, like that. And then finally, Mantras Charana, which means one receives this mantra in disciplic succession. So we should also be very attached to that. Just like when we take second initiation, our gurus give us 7 mantras. So we should become very attached to chanting them, because it's Guru's tadiya. The Guru has given us. So we should chant nicely. So we see all these 7 qualities are developed in the bona fide spiritual master. They practice, and we can see by their own life. We can also see that the Guru is a servant. And so we call them Sevaka Bhagavan, right? And the principle is the Guru is very intimate, a very dear associate of Krishna. So we should have that understanding that the Guru is very dear and intimate to Krishna. But at the same time, we should be very careful, because sometimes devotees who are neophyte, they may think, oh, I'm rendering service so nice to Krishna. They may be thinking. Then the result will be completely opposite. Viparita phala. Okay, it's not what we want. You may not consciously want to think this way, but unconsciously it comes because of the material modes. In this material world, so many times we see the modes of material nature affects our thinking. So this place is a very dangerous situation. So we should never try to show up or show off. Oh, I'm a Vaishnava. I'm engaged in so many service. I'm very proud. I develop some pride, damba. Bhagavad Gita says, right? Dambo darpo bimanascha. That means we cultivate pride. Pride is not a Vaishnava quality. It's considered to be a demoniac quality. So we don't want to develop that quality. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says that, and Prabhupada repeats this also many times, that in this material world, this is not a fit place for any gentleman. So therefore, we should be very clear about those things. Now, every morning we sing, Yasha Prasada Bhagavat Prasado, Yasha Prasada Nagati Katopi. By the mercy of the spiritual master, he benedicts us to get Krishna, and by the mercy of Krishna, we get the benediction of the spiritual master. Now, what does it mean? It means the spiritual master is so kind that he blesses the disciple to get the mercy of Krishna. That's one thing. The second thing is, without the grace or the mercy of spiritual master, we cannot make advancement. It's not possible. So if someone is very fortunate, which means they are pleasing the Guru, this is also highlighted in the Bhagavad Gita 4th chapter, 34th verse. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada highlights very clearly that the best way to make advancement is to please the spiritual master. So you cannot make any advancement without pleasing the spiritual master. So Guru Pada Padma, that means we get the mercy of the spiritual master. And then we very easily can get the mercy of Krishna. It's a very amazing science. If you approach Krishna directly, he's not going to be pleased. But if you approach a devotee, a sadhu guru, and you serve very nicely, then we are giving up our pride. So then Krishna becomes pleased that we are willing to surrender to someone who is his devotee. So he becomes very pleased, and then he says, okay, I'll give you some mercy. Yeah. So therefore, we have to please the Guru. And as soon as you please the Guru, then the Krishna becomes pleased. If Guru is not pleased, then what is the point in our existence? The Acharya say, why even live? Because then we will have to take birth and come into the cycle of birth and death. So similarly in the Bhagavatam, 10:80:34, Krishna, he has said, Naham mijya prajati bhyam taposo pasamena va tushyeyam sarvabhutatma guru shushrushaya yatha. I, the soul of all beings, am not as satisfied by ritualistic worship, Brahminical initiation, or penances, or self-discipline, as I am faithful, as I am worshipped by faithful service rendered to one spiritual master. So that is very important. So Krishna, he tells this to Sudama Vipra. When Sudama Vipra comes to visit him in Dwaraka, he says, I'm not pleased with people who are very strictly following rules and regulations. So we also remember in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Brahmachari who is always only drinking milk. And then Srivas allows him to come inside the Anga, the house, and then hide and watch the dancing. And then when Mahaprabhu says, I don't feel the ecstasy, who is here? Then Srivas says, it's a brahmachari. He only takes milk. Mahaprabhu says, I don't care what he takes. I'm not interested, So we have to understand Krishna is not interested. He's not interested in such thing. We should be very careful in pleasing the spiritual master, not to show off in terms of, I follow rules and regulations. I follow all the dharma very strictly. So even if you follow all this brahmachari, grihastha, vanaprastha, or even sannyas, Krishna is not pleased. So he tells that to Sudama Vipra. He says, I'm only pleased with those persons who are engaged day and night, 24 hours, with a simple heart, not duplicitous, in the service of Guru. So he says, Guru Susrushaya Yatha. So that's very important. We all can do that. So we should also think that I shouldn't be duplicitous. And that is our teaching actually. Our entire parampara, you see, it's always pleasing the Guru, nothing else. And then those who please Guru they make amazing advancement. So if you notice, all of them say the same thing. So Mahaprabhu is also Krishna. He also came as a devotee, sadhu, guru finally, and he also taught by his example. He wanted to follow what his guru said. His guru said, you're a fool. You just chant Hare Krishna. So Mahaprabhu accepted that, and then he wanted to please his guru like that. So what is some of the qualities of a sincere disciple? One thing is we should be completely devoted to Guru. We must take shelter of Guru. We should know that the Guru is as good as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and only our object and devotion of love, object of love and devotion. It should be like that. Acharyam mam vijaniyam nava manyeta karhichit. This is in the 11th canto, 37th chapter, I think, where Krishna tells Uddhava, one should know the Acharya as myself and never disrespect him in any way. Okay, so therefore we should be very careful. Krishna himself is saying that the Guru is non-different from himself. So the other thing the disciple should think is the spiritual master is my eternal master. Okay, not only temporary. We shouldn't think like that. He's only temporary Guru. After I go back, I'll be okay. I'll be different. No, he's eternally your Guru. Janme Janme Prabhu say. When we sing to the spiritual master, we say that Janme Janme Prabhu. Birth after birth, he's my Guru. So eternally, he is our spiritual master. And I am eternally his servant. So that principle is very important to cultivate. And then the service to Guru becomes easy, because then he's my spiritual master. I want to serve nicely. The disciple also keeps the Guru in his heart. He wears as a jewel, as an ornament. The Guru is his ornament. And that's his survival. That's how he tries to survive. So he doesn't know anything except his spiritual master. Always think of their spiritual master while eating, while sleeping, while dreaming, while even serving. Always Guru is first, nothing else. I remember one time I went, my Guru Maharaj told me to do a service, and so I had to go. And then I was away for a couple of hours. When I came back, it was already past lunchtime. So I was a bit hungry also, so I came. So then I came, and then at that time, the disciple who was, the servant who was serving my Guru, he was in the kitchen. I said, has Gurudev taken prasad? Then he said, yeah, all finished. It's okay. You can sit and take him. So then I sat down, then he gave me something to eat. So then as I was putting in my mouth, my Guru Maharaj rings the bell. So then he said, you sit, I go. And he went inside. And then he came out and said, oh, Guru Maharaj wants what you are eating. Then I said, I thought your Guru is eaten already. He said, no, no, no. He was just finishing and I made you eat. So he kind of lied to me and made me sit and eat. So then then he went and told, oh, Radha Krishna took the prasad I had cooked, So my Guru Maharaj was very angry with me. So then he called me. He said, disciple cannot eat until the Guru eats. But I didn't tell him, when I came, he asked me to eat. I just accepted the punishment, What can you do, What can you do? So therefore, the sincere disciple must be convinced that the Guru is a fully independent personality of Godhead, the servitor Godhead, who's guiding us back to Godhead. So our mentality should be like, even if my spiritual master does not accept my service, even if he doesn't, because I'm unqualified, but I will always be prepared to serve him unequivocally with my body, mind, and my words. Even if he kicks me, I will think it is because of my incompetence. I remember also one time my Guru Maharaj was calling me and I said something and he called me inside the room and he wasn't happy with me. Then he pushed me and he kicked me. Said, get out from here. And he kicked and he closed the door. So I went back. I thought that was funny because he kicked me. But he called and he said, hey, you know what the Guru and the disciple's body is? So then I said, yeah, the body belongs to the Guru. He said, okay, good. So then I thought that was very funny, but everything belongs to him. So you should be prepared to render any service with our body, our mind, and words. Even if they kick us, that's fine. His kick will come because of our faults. That's another thing. And finally, we must accept that the Guru is always right. Now, this is very tricky and very difficult because sometimes, if you don't see the Guru as a servitor of Godhead, you see him as an ordinary person, then you'll think Guru is wrong. If the Guru is 100% trying to help you, and even if he's wrong, you should just accept humbly, because that's a very serious test. But if the Guru is cheating Guru, then that's a different story. If he's not giving you Krishna and he says something wrong, then that's different. But if he's giving you Krishna and says something wrong, that's okay. Guru is always right. Why? Because he's taking you back to Godhead. He takes all your karma. Who is in this world willing to take your karma? So therefore we should pray, please, Lord, the temporary sense desires do not distract me from my service to my Guru, even for a moment. We should pray like that. Don't let the senses cheat me. And our prayer should be, my Guru should always accept my service. Oh, please, Lord, don't let him kick me out of the service. And that's the other. Now, finally, we should also pray, I should never fall down or fall into bad association. Because if you get bad association, you will give up Guru and sadhus. It's a fact. So we should be very happy that the spiritual master is so merciful to unqualified people like me. We should think like that. And then we desire to always get his mercy. And then once we get the mercy, we become more greedy for more service to Guru. And that should be very strongly in our heart. So this description that I'm explaining is from Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. In his Amritavani, he explains this is how we should, as disciples, should think. So it's very important. Now, there's two types of service to Guru. One is known as Paricharya Rupa Seva. That means it's like Vapu Seva. And then the other one is Prasanga Rupa Seva. That's more like Vani Seva. Like that. So, I think it's the other way around. To hear Hari Katha from the lips of the Guru is known as Prasanga Rupa Seva. Okay. Now, hearing is Shravanam. So, Shravanam is a service, it's a seva. It is a seva that begins with the ear. So, we have to use the ear to listen carefully. And in the Jagadananda Pandit in Prema Vivarta, he says that hearing Katha, Krishna Katha from Guru, Sadhu Sangha, it's called Sadhu Sangha, Nija Tattva Abhagata Hana, he says. Then he says the jiva can understand who am I. If you listen properly from Guru, then you can understand who am I. I'm not this body. I'm a spirit soul. So it's very important to hear. No? So therefore we emphasize devotees to listen from their Guru, and particularly from Srila Prabhupada also, because we also need to know the Acharya's mood also. It's very important. So these two are very important. When we hear from Guru, then we can understand I'm not this body. I am actually a spirit soul. Krishna Das, servant of Krishna. It's Krishna's eternal soul. I'm not a member of this material family. We can understand that. That properly will grow in our heart. These people, I'm just passing through this situation in this life. All those things will become real. You can understand. And we'll understand I am actually a member of Krishna's family. So therefore, Guru is one of the members of Krishna's immediate family, actually. So that is also very nice to know. So when we say I'm a disciple of this Guru, or my Guru is my father, and so when we think like that, it means Krishna is my family. Yeah. So that belonging to the Guru's Parivara family is very strong. That means you're developing that right mood. No? So that's important. Therefore, my duty is to serve the Sri Anga, the transcendental body of Guru, because he is connected to Krishna. Like that is Paricharya Rupa Seva. So therefore, of the two services, Prasanga Rupa Seva and Paricharya Rupa Seva, Paricharya Rupa Seva is superior. So the example that is given in Chaitanya Charitamrita is during his pastimes is the service between rendered to Mahaprabhu by Govinda Das. I think all of you know this very nice pastime. Mahaprabhu was in Jagannath Puri and he was staying in Kashi Mishra's house, right? If you all have been to the Puri, there's a place called Gambira, right? A very beautiful place. And now I went 3 years ago, I went there, and they're building a very big temple there. Those people have collected enough money and the building very nice. And the Gambira looks very beautiful, of course. And they don't let you take pictures. But you know, you when they are not looking, you take. It's very beautiful and it's nice. Yeah. It's called Radha Kanta Mat, I think. Yeah. So they worship there. So anyway, Govinda was Mahaprabhu's personal servant. And he was disciple of Ishvara Puri, who is the guru of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But Ishvara Puri told Govinda, I want you to serve Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even though they are God brothers. So anyway, his guru has ordered him, so he went to serve Sri Krishna Chaitanya. So Govinda was serving Mahaprabhu daily, all day long actually. And so to teach us, Mahaprabhu manifested this amazing pastime. It's very amazing. So every day after his noon meal, Mahaprabhu will take a rest and Govinda will massage his legs. So that was the service. And then after that, when Mahaprabhu falls asleep, Govinda will go and take his prasad. So on one particular day, the same thing happened. Mahaprabhu took prasad, and then he walked a little bit, and then he lay down on the narrow threshold between the two doorways, and then he says, "Oh, I'm so tired, Govinda. I want to, take rest here." And then So Govinda was thinking, oh, I have to serve Mahaprabhu. So he went and massaged the Lord's lotus feet. And he was doing that. And the Mahaprabhu said, oh, Govinda, I'm very tired, Govinda. I cannot turn over on the other side. I'm not going to, I'm too tired. You do whatever you like. I'm not moving. I'm very tired. So then Govinda thought, how can I do this service? I have to massage on the other side. What can I do? Because Mahaprabhu was lying in front of him and he had to cross him. What to do? Then he says, if I can't do this service, then my life is useless. What is the point in living? He thought. So this is Paricharya Rupa Seva. It's the best type of service. So then, as a servant, he's not a hypocrite, you cannot outwardly show I'm a servant, and then by inside you're thinking, oh, I don't want to do this, I'll just take it easy. Oh, today I don't have to do because my guru is lying on this way. I'm not going to do seva, I'll do something else. but here Govinda was thinking, no, I have to do service. So tesam satatam yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayantite. So the Lord gave him the intelligence how to do priti purvakam, how to increase his love of service, loving service to his guru, because he's so attached to his guru. So he gave him pure intelligence. So he understood. So what he did is he took his cloth and he put over Mahaprabhu's body, and he crossed over the body to the other side of the room. And then he sat there and started massaging his legs. So while he was massaging, Mahaprabhu fell asleep. And then but Govinda continued massaging. After about 1 hour, Mahaprabhu got up and asked, Govinda, are you still here? Have you taken your prasad? Govinda said, no. He said, why have you not taken your food? He said, how can I take? I'm on this side of the room. How can I go on the other side? I cannot cross your body. This is wrong. Why should I do that? Why shall I go? Why should I even take prasad? I'm over here, and I think I did something wrong by crossing. So that is okay. I had to do my seva, but I should not be prevented from doing my seva. So I'm not worried, but this is seva for you, so I'm okay doing this mistake by crossing you. But if I cross back and go and take prasad, then that service is for my pleasure. It is not, I'm not here for my pleasure or my happiness. I can do anything for your pleasure, but I shall not take food so that I'll feel happy. I cannot do that, he said. So this is considered to be a very amazing Guru Seva, because he's given up his own satisfaction or his bodily needs. He's thinking of the needs of his Guru. Paricharya Rupa Seva is Vapu Seva in this case. So when the spiritual master is alive, one should try and do as much Vapu Seva as possible. Serving the body of the Guru is so important. Now, of course, one should also follow the Vani Seva, which is Prasanga Rupa Seva, because the Guru's instructions are also valuable. Not everyone can do the Vapu Seva, but when opportunity is there, one should try and do Vapu Seva as much as possible. Okay. So when you do any of this Seva very nicely, what is the result? The result is you will develop love of Godhead. Very nicely you'll develop. So it's known as Krishna Priti Vidhan. So you can give pleasure to Krishna. By serving the Guru, automatically Krishna becomes very happy. Everything else is automatically obtained. Everything else becomes secondary. So, for example, the example in the scripture is given is when you plant a mango tree to get a nice mango fruit, automatically you get a shade, cooling shade. Automatically, you're not planting for a shade, you're planting for a mango fruit, but automatically everything is given by the mango tree. So similarly, when you serve the Guru very nicely, by serving the Guru so nicely, automatically the love of Krishna develops in the heart. This is amazing science. Everything else, as stated in the scripture, is tatashta phala. marginal. Everything else will come automatically. But the main thing is you serve your guru very nicely. Okay, so that is the most important thing. Um, one should approach the guru and ask for service, or even ask what to do. One shouldn't keep quiet and say, oh, guru didn't say anything, now I'm okay, I'm hiding. So it's not good for the disciple. He cannot make advancement. So there's a couple of letters and purport Srila Prabhupada writes very nicely. He says, the spiritual master cannot accept service from a disciple without giving him spiritual instruction. Okay, so Guru cannot just say, okay, you serve me, you serve me. No, he is actually helping him understand spiritual life, practice spiritual life, and then he can say, do some service. So that is the right attitude. So Srila Prabhupada says that is the reciprocation of love and duty. That's a very nice. The whole idea between guru and disciple is to increase the loving exchanges. Priti Lakshana also. A disciple, Prabhupada says, has the right to ask the guru about any confidential service. So whether the guru is Diksha or Siksha, one should ask confidential things. It is the duty of the guru to explain these confidential matters to his disciple. Of course, if the disciple is not so advanced, then the guru will give him the answers according to the development of the disciple. According to the disciple's abilities, the guru will give the instructions like that. So in a letter in 1968, Prabhupada says, although I'm very busy, still it is my duty to answer all inquiries from my disciples. Therefore, you should never hesitate to write me letters. And whenever there is some inquiry, you must ask me. And it will be my duty to explain. In the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, it is stated that the inquisitive disciple advances very quickly in Krishna consciousness. So the more you ask, the more the guru can explain, the more you understand, and the more you know how to serve the guru, and the more you will make advancement. So in another letter, Srila Prabhupada says, no letter from you is useless for me. So he's telling his disciple, no, you can write. It's not that it's useless. They are all important. And you can write as long a letter as you like. I can remember all this because I was my Guru Maharaj's secretary. So sometimes disciple will write 10 pages, 11 pages, and all, just something they will write. My Guru Maharaj will read all these letters because it's important. The disciples must be carefully and nicely elevated in their consciousness. So Prabhupada writes, I shall always read them carefully with attention, in spite of my various duties. So I saw that with my own spiritual master. Yeah. And then another place, Prabhupada says, I am so glad to learn that you are an educated boy and coming to our temple and trying to understand our Krishna consciousness philosophy very seriously. It is a very good sign. Try to continue this attitude, and whenever there's some question, you are welcome to put it before me, and I shall try my best to help you. And then Prabhupada says, my life is dedicated for this purpose, and you should have no cause for hesitation. But the process of putting questions is through service and submission. That's very important. Service must be there, humility must be there. That is the injunction given in the Bhagavad Gita. Questions should be put before a person to whom you can submit yourself and to whom you can render some service. That is the way of self-realization. So it's important. Whether it's your Diksha or Siksha, you must be submissive to them, must be humble. And then you can serve them and make advancement. That's a trick of spiritual. Please the spiritual masters and you will make advancement. As I am your spiritual master, this is in another letter, it is my obligation to answer any questions that you may have. So please send the tape containing your questions and I shall reply. So Prabhupada is even willing to listen to a tape recording of questions also. So it's very nice to and see our Acharya is also taking so much pain to help the disciples. Of course, we should also understand the Guru is Swarup Shakti. He is of the family, eternal associate. Pushta Krishna Parikara, he's the associate of Krishna, eternal associate. In our Gaudiya philosophy, we understand like that our Guru is an eternal associate of Krishna or eternal associate of the servant of the servant of the servant of the gopis, servant of who is eternally serving Krishna, ultimately going through Srimati Radharani. So we have to understand that. So that is that's how the Guru's position is. So he is the Guru is actually the Guru Tattva is very very subtle and very deep, because it's very difficult to understand if we do not practice Guru Seva properly. It's very difficult to understand how, because the Guru is at the same time non-different from Krishna, but he's a Jiva Tattva at the same time. So therefore one should understand the principle that Krishna says he's not different from me, because Krishna's Shakti is imposed on the Guru. As long as the disciple serves the Guru nicely and the Guru serves the disciple nicely, Krishna's Shakti is invested in the Guru to help the disciple make the advancement. So therefore we should think like that. My Guru is an eternal associate of Krishna. He is nourished by the Swarup Shakti of Krishna. So we should think like that. And that way our Guru Bhakti will increase. But as soon as we think, oh, Guru is just an ordinary person, he does not understand me, he doesn't know what is good for me, then you are committing Vaishnava aparad. Yeah. Now, in the Bhagavad Gita also, it is said, right? Esham tu antagata papam jananam punya karmana de dvanda vinurmukta bhajante mam dhritavrita. So, as long as there are sinful proclivation in our hearts, if it's not clean, if it's not destroyed, then we cannot put the words of faith in the words of a sadhu, in the words of a guru, in the words of a shastra. It's not possible. So we cannot be sinful. We should give up sinful activities. If you are sinful or have sinful nature, or you cannot give it up, then what happens is you will create doubts in your hearts. Doubts will come up. Right? So samsayatma vinashyati. So if you have doubts, a doubtful person will perish. Yeah. Nayam lokasti na paro na sukam samsayatmanaha. So if you are a person who have no faith in even scriptures, then you cannot be happy in this life, you cannot be happy in the next life. Krishna says that very clearly in the Bhagavad Gita. So it is, we can see also through our readings and our exchanges with different types of people, that people who are sinful, they are full of duplicity. They're always trying to cheat. They are not simple at all. They're very duplicitous. Externally, they behave, oh, very nice, very nice. They act very simple. I've encountered so many people like that, You help them so much, and then they're so ungrateful. Behind your back, they go and say all kinds of nasty things. I've met people who say nasty things about their guru, nasty things of people who help them, and they're still struggling in their own Krishna consciousness. So one should be very careful. If you externally pose like that, then they are going to damage their own Krishna consciousness. So crookedness and duplicity are not in Krishna consciousness. Krishna is, if you try to be like that, then Krishna, who is the biggest duplicitous person, biggest crook is Krishna. He will cheat and he'll take you out of this place. Yeah. So we should be very careful. Crookedness and duplicity and cheating, all these are Krishna's potencies. He can cheat you. You think you can cheat him? So therefore we should not imitate him. We should not imitate him. We should not be duplicitous. We should be simple. Vaishnava means we should become simple. What is simple? Simple means we act like a sadhu. We study the scriptures. We do nice service. We chant nicely. We help others get the mercy of Krishna. Otherwise, we become duplicitous. We become doubtful. We become cheating. We become faithless. So it's very important. Krishna says, those people without such faith, they cannot understand me, and therefore they cannot make any advancement. So it's very important we should know that. So the anarthas are there. There are two stages of anarthas, anartha yukta avastha and anartha mukta avastha. One is covered by anarthas and free from anarthas. In the stage where one is completely covered by anarthas, how can we see the Guru? Although we can externally see a Guru, we cannot understand the real Swarup of Guru. It's not possible, right? We cannot see the Swarup. For one who's free from anarthas, then he sees his Guru and he can understand this Guru is very great. One who has anarthas, who's sinful, he cannot see that. He will see faults in the Guru. So then he will see, oh, this Guru is trying to enjoy, he's trying to control, and so on. So therefore, we should be very careful. Otherwise, we will go to Guru, and what do you think people ask? Mostly they see sadhus, what they ask, sadhu, please bless me so I can enjoy material life. Right? That's all they ask, they say. So this is, so Gaur Govinda Maharaj says this is Bhogya Darshan, Bhogya, they want to enjoy and they come for that kind of darshan. So please give me nice place, give me some nice vehicles, give me some wealth, please be merciful. Gurudev, I want to marry nice girl, nice man, you please be merciful. So all these are Bhogya Darshan. Now, when one is free from anarthas, then he will say, Gurudev, please give me service. How can I do this service? Because unless we take shelter of a Guru, we cannot become free from the material entanglement, material fear, material lamentation. It's not possible. It is not possible. Yeah. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Ashoka Baya Amrita Adara Tomara Charana Dvaya Tahate Ekona Vishrama Labiya Charinu Bhavera Baya. So who can show your lotus feet of Krishna? Who can lead you to the lotus feet of Krishna? Who can give you the clue how to see or approach the lotus feet of Krishna? He says that is the Guru, the Prema Bhakta Guru. He has a loving relationship with Krishna, so he can connect us with Krishna. 24 hours a day he is chanting, he's engaged in the loving service of Krishna. So therefore we should approach such a Guru, because he has Guru in his heart. He carries Guru in his heart. Swantastena Gadabrita. He's holding Guru in his heart. So we have to understand. So we approach such a personality, and then they will be very kind to us. So therefore, aspiring devotees should first take shelter of a bona fide Guru. A bona fide Guru means they come from a proper disciplic succession. They know the science of Krishna. They understand Krishna, and they can teach people Krishna. What is that? Kiba vipra kiba nyasi shudra kenahai ye Krishna tattva veta se Guru hoy. So he can come from any background, whether he's from a Brahminical background, Shudra background, or whatever. But if he understands the science of Krishna, then he can help whoever it is. Otherwise, we cannot achieve anything auspicious in this life. So there are also people, some have intelligence, some have no intelligence. Those who have no, when I say intelligence, means this intelligence is corrupted by the material energy. So when they have this not good intelligence, then they are absorbed in the material world. But if by good fortune they get the association of a devotee, a Krishna devotee, then they can become intelligent, right? Mostly you see that. In the beginning, many people cannot accept Krishna. But because we are very kind and merciful, because of Srila Prabhupada, we bring Prabhupada and his teachings to such people. And then we explain to them. And after some time, they understand, oh, this is what it is. Before that, they cannot understand the philosophy. They grow up thinking something their family members told them or whatever their friends told them. But after associating with devotees, coming to Bhakti Vriksha, coming to temple, then they realize, oh, wow, this is what it is. Now, what it means is their intelligence become purified. Then they understand, oh, I was so unfortunate. I was doing sense gratification. Now, because of Krishna and the devotees, I have become purified. Uh, now I have to conquer these six senses and so on. That's how they think. Uh, so therefore, it is very important for us to understand these principles. And after understanding very nicely the position of a spiritual master, we should not hesitate to do service to that Mahabhagavat like that. What are some of the service? Not only just bodily service, we can also serve them by going out to preach, book distribution, Harinam Sankirtan, encouraging people to come and have some sadhu sangha, just like we are meeting today in this Zoom meeting, and then we are having Parthasarthi Foundation is inviting so many nice devotees to come, and all this is for sadhu sangha purposes, so that everyone can make advancement. Even a little advancement is more important than no advancement. Swalpamapi asya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. So therefore, it's so nice that we can get together and understand the principles that Srila Prabhupada wants us to know in terms of guru and disciple, and based on that we can function properly. And then after finding a qualified guru, we should serve them with firm conviction, without duplicity, and please the guru and take initiation, get the Krishna mantra, and then we find that we will make so many nice advancements like that. So it's very important. So if we are, sometimes you see people say, oh, I don't want to take initiation. It's all big drama. They act like, oh, I don't want this thing, I don't want that. So those are like duplicitous chanting, advertise themselves as Vaishnavas, but they're only cheating because they don't want to take initiation. Because why? They don't want to serve. That is the bottom line. And that's the real reason. So it's all nonsense, So even great, they will sometimes say, oh, why we have to take initiation? Jad Bharat, he did not take initiation. But we can read from the scripture. Initiation is a constitutional injunction for all living entities, right? Even Krishna took initiation. Even Dhruva Maharaj took initiation. So it's very important. We cannot just say, oh, no, I don't have to. So this is nonsense. But once you take initiation, you have so much nice opportunity to serve Shiksha Gurus and Diksha Gurus, and then you can go back to Godhead in this lifetime. So, okay, I will stop here. It's almost getting late. I'll open for some discussion if there is any. But I want to thank all of you for your kind attention. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Wonderful insight to the Guru Seva. Your lecture really inspiring all of us to take up some service.
Yes, Brashanarani.
Yes. Yeah, let us. I'm sure you have some time. We can take some questions.
Yeah,
from
I have some time.
Okay, Amit Prabhu, I will please request the devotees to raise their hand and ask the questions, please.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for a wonderful session. and like the best ways that you have told us about what type of service we have to render to please our guru, or basically indirectly we are pleasing the Krishna also, and by the like through the channel, if you go through the channel. So that was the best part. And like the by giving the different examples, like Prabhupada's examples, like your personal examples, the way the way you give that examples, it is very like mesmerizing. So like it was a very wonderful session, Prabhuji. Now I would, if you allow, I would like to like I see a couple of hands raised, so we would like to go for the question answer session. Thank you, Pooji.
Okay.
Barsana Rani Mataji, can you please ask your question?
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Nicely you explain about the spiritual masters, how to serve in Vapu and Vani. And like I like the you said like we have to be aggressively ready for serving the spiritual master. Uh, Vapu means service to the personal service as washing spiritual master clothes, or cleaning the rooms, or cooking prasadam. So a lot of there is other services, whenever we have opportunity, we should be take up, and serving nicely. So I like that one point. And uh, um, uh, you explain like your personal experience, like Prabhuji said, that's very nice, how we sometimes, it's not sometime our mistake, but sometime we have to hear sometimes, so that is we have to accept that, and we should not argument for that to spiritual master, that's one thing we learned today and from you. And how Prabhupada approached his disciples to read all the letters and writing messages by through the mail letter, and contact with each and every of his disciples, So he's a perfect spiritual master, Prabhupada, and our Guru Maharaj, they are trained by the Srila Prabhupada, so they are also perfect spiritual master, And verse number 2.8, Prabhupada write in the purport and put the one verse here from the different scripture, different literature, and the translation is like that. Like the verse is like the Satkarma Nipuno Vipro Mantra Tantra Visadaha Avisnavo Avaisnavo Gururna Syat Vaisnavaha Swa Pako Guru. The translation Prabhupada right here, a scholarly Brahman expert in all subjects of Vedic knowledge is unfit to become a spiritual master without being a Vaishnava or expert in the science of Krishna consciousness. But a person born in a family of lower caste can become a spiritual master if he is a Vaishnava or Krishna conscious. Is from Padma Puran. So this is one thing is Prabhupada put this verse said like is not is born in a lower family, but if it is a Vaishnava and know the science of Krishna conscious, then we should accept that spiritual as a spiritual master.
Yes.
So this is a wonderful this example here, Prabhupada, right?
Yes.
The,
Thank
uh, and I forgot something.
you. All right. Thank you very much. That's
Thank
very
you,
nice.
Barsana Rani Mataji.
Very nice.
Mihika, you have a question?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Hey Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I like the class very much. Prabhuji, I have two questions. So like for me, like we go to school and like how do you prevent getting influenced by the people surrounding you? Because like nobody's in our school like Krishna conscious. So like how do you prevent getting influence from them?
Okay, that's a nice question. The idea is that you, since you are going to school and you are Krishna conscious, you should be like Prahlad Maharaj. So Prahlad Maharaj, when he went to school, he didn't get the influence of his friends, rather he influenced them. Okay, so of course, when you are there, you should act and behave in such a way that they ask you questions about why are you doing this way and that way, and then you can give them little bit of Krishna conscious katha, and the other thing is you bring with you prasadam. And so whenever they ask you something, you say, you take this prasad first, then we will talk. So that way they get purified and they'll become like you, they'll become Krishna conscious, or at least they'll be good people, and your association will not be disturbed. Yeah.
Okay, Prabhuji, thank you. And my other question is, like, in the future, Kali Yuga will progress and more people will become very impure. So, like, how do we recognize who is a cheated guru and who is a bona fide guru?
As long as you stay in ISKCON, you will be protected from
From
cheating
this thing,
guru.
yeah. Yep.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Jai. Yeah.
So yes, so next is iPhone 2020. I don't know who is Mataji and Prabhuji, but please go ahead and mute yourself and ask your question.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Danvat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
My question here is, the lecture was very nice, by the way. I wanted to ask you that a lot of people, I've heard from a lot of people that they've been looking for gurus, but then they're not satisfied with that guru, then they'll move to find someone else and someone else. Is that an aparad until they find the right guru that's suitable for them?
In general, no, I do not think so. One should be careful about who they want, or what is their role in looking for a guru is most important thing. If your understanding about spiritual life is not clear, then you do not know what you're looking for. So it is important for the seeker to actually read the scriptures properly first. So Prabhupada's books are there. One should study very nicely. And then that's the first thing. The second thing is they should pray sincerely to Krishna and say, please reveal the guru that I should take shelter. And then how do you know that's the guru? Because when you hear from that person, your heart will change. And then your heart will have some attraction for that person. Then you should understand Krishna is giving me a sign. Obviously, that person must be connected in the Guru Parampara properly. And then you can take shelter of them. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Prabhuji. I don't see any other hand raised now.
Okay.
So if you allow, and Harila Prabhu, if you allow, then shall we wrap up this call?
Yes, again, I want to thank you, Prabhuji, for giving the nice, wonderful session today. And also the questions that you have answered are really eye-opening. I mean, we can all learn like how Mihika asked and how the Hemu asked the questions, and Barsana Rani has wrapped up everything what you have said, basically.
Yeah.
So people are eager, and we hope that Prabhuji, you will come time to time and give us your mercy and give us your Vani association. Of course, we will take Vapi association when we come to temple.
Yeah, that'll be nice.
We will be regular. So, and it's so nice, Prabhuji, to hear from you. My wife always says that, she likes your lecture. I mean, whenever he hears you, today, some reason she's jet lagging, so she could not stay. So
that's okay. She's my well-wisher.
Anyway, but I will brief for everything what you have said, because it is so useful for our practicing, for all our practicing devotees. Thank you so much again, and I hope you will continue coming to Parasade Foundation to give us nectar like this. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for the invitation again. I'm very honored. and humbled at the same time. Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna. Vanchakaputra Vyascha Kripa Sindhu Vicha Paitanupan Vaishnavi Namo Namo. Jai
वैष्णव वृंद की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, हिज ग्रेस राधा कृष्ण प्रभु जी की जय। हरि बोल, हरि बोल।
Hare
Krishna Prabhupada.
Thank you so much, Prabhu ji, for a very very beautiful class. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Pranam.